All right, so we can praise, esteem, and honor to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's go to John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they was testified to me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come by Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? So all esteem and praise the Abba and Shamayim. Let's come on over here to Romans chapter 7. So we in Romans 7:21. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me, for I delight in the law of Elohim after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank Elohim through Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord. So then with the mind I myself may serve the law of Elohim, but with the flesh the law of sin. Shalom, Brother Craig. Shalom, Brother Robert, man. Shalom, Johnny Gold, man. Amen. Shalom, Brother Martin. Shalom, Quran, man. And shalom, Brother Martin, man. Shalom. So we're dealing with, oh, wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from the body of this death. Let's hit this Psalm 51 since we talking about this body of this death. Let's just throw Psalm 51 in there real quick. Like, that boy come in here look like he's finna take somebody on a date. Come on, man. Give me Psalm 51:1, man.
Say, have mercy upon me, O Elohim, according to your loving kindness.
According to your what?
Your loving kindness.
According to your what?
Your loving kindness.
And according to unto?
The multitude of your tender mercies.
You want him to do what?
Blot out my transgressions.
Pause, man. Tell him what blot mean, man.
That's my call, to wipe out, to blot out.
To wipe out, to blot out. And he said they'll be blotted out according to his what?
Tender mercies.
And he wanted them to forgive him, have mercy upon him according to his what?
Loving kindness.
Now go on and get Exodus 34:6 on general principle. And, you know, it'd be funny to me, you know, especially how Bruce always be talking about the law, like this stuff with grace and mercy was never there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was never there. Because it was there. Because you know what? Before you even read that, give me Isaiah 55:1, man. Isaiah 55:1. Come on, man. Isaiah 55:1, and then whatever that was. Shalom, Brother Eric, man.
Say, ho, everyone that thirsts, come you to the waters, and he that have no money, come you buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Without price.
Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread?
That ain't no bread.
And you labor for that which satisfies not.
And you labor for that which don't even keep you full.
Hearken diligently unto me and eat the good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I'll make an everlasting covenant with you, the sure mercies of David.
Sure mercies of who?
Of David.
Of who?
Of David.
Pause. Y'all know what the sure mercies of David is. Somebody elucidate it for me with haste. Come on, Civic. You know what it is. If not, Michael gonna go out there and flat your tire. She's gonna want to do it anyway. Come on now, you're moving slow.
You want where's that or?
You need to tell me something.
Oh, that's him guaranteeing that he'll always have somebody on the throne.
Oh no. That nigga gotta go get me. I need 15 push-ups. Callie, you can save him from them push-ups if you want to. If you can answer that question, you can say if you owe me 15 push-ups, Callie can save you. If she get it wrong, it triples. Damn. That's 45. You know what I'm saying? Now, Lee can help you out. She can clear your deck of 45, or it doubles to 90. Damn, now you're at 90. Damn, now you're at 135. Somebody help him out, boy. That nigga gonna be cock diesel before he leave him. Now, ain't nobody gonna help you out. What Doris at?
She laughing at this.
Oh, she laughing? Where she at? Oh, you laughing. So get what? If you don't get it right, you got to do 135 push-ups with it. Ain't but one example. Oh, Lord. Nah, you cheated. Quran put answers in there, but they not right, though. Go ahead. Oh, no. Boy, y'all niggas finna be strong in this book, bro. No, that's not. So Quran put on there, blessed is he who sins is not imputed and take away sin, but that's not the correct answer. Yes. Oh, no. So you're going to go ahead and give me 45 along with it. Who these ain't, this ain't no suggestion. Them niggas need to start pushing. Shoot, I need them now. Well, you got 135, boy. Ain't no aisles in here, nigga. Ain't no aisles in here. I need somebody to get this right. I'm appalled and disgusted. I am appalled and disgusted. Yeah, that's the correct answer. Ain't nobody said that. The show mercies of David is in Samuel. That man said the man who do that, he should what? Surely die. He said, you are that man. You know what I'm talking about? Where did the law prescribe that? When you see that what we just read and what that song was, 51, right? He said that with your what? Read Psalm 51 and 1 again. Eugene.
He said, have mercy upon me, O Elohim, according to your loving kindness.
According to your what?
Your loving kindness.
Go ahead.
According unto the multitude of your tender mercies.
Didn't he say, I'll put your sin away, you won't die? Niggas can talk all that talk. That ain't no law had nothing to do with that. They ain't had nothing to do with that. That was all Yahuwah's doing. He could have easily let him die. You know how we know that? Because he let Ahab die. Even with that, he showed tender mercies to Ahab, because when Ahab fell down and humbled himself, he said, I ain't gonna kill all your sons in your lifetime. I'll let you die first. Then I'll kill him. Because he had already decreed, I'm gonna kill everybody that pissed against the wall. Everybody in your bloodline gonna die. He wasn't reversing that. And why was Ahab's whole bloodline gonna get extinguished? Because he was out there worshiping idols. Come on, give Exodus 34 and 6. See, the problem with a lot of brood man, as you already know, is they think the law defines who Yahuwah is. Yahuwah is Yahuwah without the law. The law don't define who he is. You know what I'm saying? The law wasn't for him in the first place. Matter of fact, man wasn't supposed to have it. But y'all already know that. I don't think that's what a lot of brews don't want to accept either. You weren't supposed. I think a lot of Christians, I don't think nobody want to accept it. You weren't supposed to have it, no way. You know what I'm saying? Dang, you feeling a little down, Bible study? You got the mama sick?
She just sent the curse.
So you got your mama sick?
She sent the curse. It's been a long time. She got hiccups.
You gave her them hiccups. Oh, I know you don't feel well because you repeating yourself. And you breathing real hard. Come on.
Saying Yahuwah passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah Elohim, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth.
Merciful and gracious, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth.
Keeping mercy for thousands.
Keeping mercy for who?
For thousands.
And doing what else?
Forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. And that will by no means clear, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and to the fourth.
You know what's the wild part with this Exodus 34? What's the wild part with this Exodus 34? So this Exodus 34 is showing you, oh wretched man, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? If you realize it or not, Keep on going, Miss. If it maybe it'll go back to verse 1, and maybe that'll stick out in people's brain how that's the case.
And Yahuwah said unto Moses, who you 2 tables of stone like unto the first.
Make you another covenant like the first one.
And I'll write upon tables the words that were in the first tables, which you break.
Give him 2 Corinthians 3:3. See, a lot of people problem is you want to turn stones into bread, but you ain't got the ability to turn stones into bread. He done turned them stones into bread, but you don't want the bread. That's how you can be delivered from the body of the devil. After you read 2 Corinthians 3:3, go ahead and give me Matthew chapter 4, man, to verse 1. And after Matthew chapter 4, verse 1, give me John chapter 6, man, about verse 33. Come on with it.
Say, manifestly declared to be the epistle of Mashiach, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the Ruach of the living Elohim.
Not written with what?
Not written with ink.
But written with what?
The Ruach of the living Elohim, not in tables of stone.
What you think wrote the stars in heaven? Go get Genesis 1:1, man, just so you can see what wrote the stars in heaven, if you would.
Say,
trying to drive away?
In the beginning, Elohim created Shamahim and the Eretz, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
What moved on the deep?
And the Ruach of Elohim moved upon the face of the water.
Go ahead.
And Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light.
That's right.
And Elohim saw the light, that it was good, and Elohim divided the light
what
from the
moved
darkness.
on the face of the waters to start doing all this creating? Now give him verse 12. Maybe verse 11.
And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed in itself upon the earth, and it was so.
Go ahead.
And the earth brought forth grass, the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit.
We don't want all that. Verse 13 probably got what we want. Go ahead.
And the evening and the morning were the third day. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of Shamahim.
Let there be lights where?
In the firmament.
To do what?
To divide the day from the night.
To divide the what?
Day from the night.
To divide the what?
Day from the night.
Oh.
Let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of Shamahim to give light upon the earth, and it was so.
Go ahead.
And Elohim made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night, the stars also.
What's the star? What word is the word for stars? With haste, Doris. Because you're back there looking at his back, cheesing and whatnot. Better get some answers. Keep shaking your head with that. It's supposed to be New York Yankees, but it's a North Florida Osprey hat on. Just keep on. Yeah, you ain't know the North Florida Osprey hat look like that. You ain't from Jacksonville. You ain't been around here. What's the word, Doris? Get out. Get out. You know the word? Kokav. You know what it means, Doris? Get out. Yeah. Quran got it on there. That means it's the sons of Mashiach. Now I want you to read that lights in the firmament one more time to divide the what?
The light from the dark.
Day from the night. Now give me 1 Thessalonians, man. Which one it is? Chapter 5 and verse 1.
Say, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of light.
You're children of the what?
Of light.
Of what?
Of light.
Oh.
And the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness.
Oh, that's interesting. How are we able to make this delineation, this determination, this separation? 1 John 3 and 8. Shoot, make it 3 and 4. You know what I'm talking about? And I was gonna do all this anyway, but just hearing dude talk all that junk, man, the niggas sound stupid. And you know why they sound stupid? Because you know what this man was talking about when he talking about keeping laws, man. You know the only thing he mentioned? Sabbath days, feast days, and not eating unclean food. And you know what the ugly part is? These boys that talk about these laws all day, every day. All day, every day. But asking me, oh, do you sin though? And they'll tell you, oh, yeah. So you a child of darkness, bro. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear it. Don't come at me about that, man, and you misstepping. You know what I'm saying? You like a gun that ain't been clean. You misfiring. You know what I'm talking about? Who wants to hear that? Who wants to hear somebody come down on people all day, every day about something that they not doing? Because I don't want to hear that. Like you say, they got mad at dude when they say, since you've been in Christ, that you sin. Cuz said no. Oh, you're a liar. I'm like, damn, you gonna call the man a liar? You don't even know the man. We all do this here. Why he got to be? Because that's what you do. Why you want to put that on him? No, you do that. And the crazy part was, cuz voice didn't crack. He didn't see no need. He was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? That junk wasn't even no thought in his brain. Cuz say nah. And you know what that leads me to believe, because I don't know that, man. That 9 times out of 10, he probably not. Nigga probably not in those situations and circumstances where he involved in nothing. If it was anything he would get caught up on, it would probably be justifying itself. You know what I'm talking about? But if you were talking about just out here doing any type of thing, I mean, it ain't like I told y'all the other day, man. I be wanting to know what you niggas out here doing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look in the word, like I mentioned to y'all last night, what's the biggest thing people got a problem with? It's having sex. You know what I'm talking about? So if you're married, okay, then that problem should be extinguished, unless you just like hoes. Okay, then your problem is you a whoremonger. You're going to try to sleep with everything you got going on, unless you a liar. You know what I'm saying? If you say you ain't worshiping idols, unless you got idols in your heart, things you putting before you. Because I be wondering when everybody be talking about everybody saying, well, what are you out here doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you really out here doing? Or what you really telling me is you don't believe a word like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what you're saying is that you don't believe, or you really are a very wrath-filled, contentious-filled, strife-filled. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole lot of stuff that right situation and circumstance, the real you coming out. You know what I'm talking about? Like straight up and down, because I be wondering that, bro. Hey, and you right on that, brother Eric. We read that last night. That John 8:44. I'm not even being funny. Because I asked them that on that clubhouse room, like, what are y'all out here doing? Like, seriously. If you saying y'all always sinning, what are you out here doing? And nobody had an answer. Like I was just talking to myself, and this was a rhetorical question. You know what I'm saying? What, is you watching porn, rubbing your one out before you go to work every morning? Was you getting high? You getting drunk? What are you doing? Because believe you me, man, if a nigga get up and go to work every day, man, and you got stuff going on, you ain't got time to do nothing. So if you went to do something out of pocket, that means you carved time out intentionally to be wicked. Or as it says in Proverbs 6, you have a heart that devises wicked imaginations, and your feet would be swift to run into mischief. Because I can see why some people in the world could get into stuff. They ain't got no restraints on their behavior. But you people say you talk about the word all day, every day. You say you in the word all day, every day. What in the world are you out here doing that you say you sin every day? Now, I know a lot of them will try to throw that in if you think about sin, but that's not what the book say. That man said, if a thought rise up that go against the Lord, to bring it into captivity of Mashiach. Just because you have a thought, man, boy, I punched that nigga in his mouth, does not mean you committed a sin if you didn't go punch him in his mouth. Do you know where the verse is, a parable where the Lord gave a parable to show you that that's the case? With the 2 sons. He had the 2 sons. He said, one son, go to my vineyard. He said, Daddy, I'm going to go, and didn't go. The other one said, Daddy, I ain't going to go, but he went. He said, which one did the will of his father? The one that went. Now, he didn't say the one who said he was going to go was free because he said he was going to go, and the other one was a sinner because he said he wouldn't. It was the nigga who didn't go. So it's not about what you think, it's about what you do. Now, truth be told, what you think can lead to what you do, because as a man think, so is he. That's why you got to make you a new heart and a new spirit. When you have his mind, then you think as he. But see, that's not what people want to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a nigga all your life. And you and see, and that kind of probably what brother and we're talking about hiding under the cloak of grace. You want to use grace to be a nigga, but you want to keep the laws to your best of your ability as a cloak to be a nigga. Shalom, Mother Shalom. God bless Brother Smoke, man. So listen, where you at?
1 John 3 and 4.
Read that for me. Shoot, make it 3 and 1, because that's how I feel.
It said, behold, what manner of love the Abba have bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim.
Notice, if you call the son of Elohim, guess what you don't need?
The law.
You know why? Because the law ain't for a righteous man. If you've been born again and the word is in you, and you in the word, and perfect in one, as I am in you, Abba, that's what the Lord said, ain't it? That you wouldn't need that anymore. Go ahead.
Therefore the world knoweth not, because it knew him not.
Paul, we ain't finished 2 Corinthians 3 and 3. Finish that for me, please. Man, what you got going on, cuz?
He said, manifestly declared to be the epistle of Mashiach, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the Ruach of the living Elohim, not in tables of stone, but in fleshy tables of the heart.
And fleshly what?
Tables of the heart.
Come on.
And such trust have we through a Mashiach to Elohim word, not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency of Elohim, who also have made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Ruach. For the letter kill, but the Ruach give life.
See, that's what people don't realize. We talked about that not too long ago. Well, that letter killed, boy. Come on, man. 1 John 3:1. People feel pressure when they get told not to sin because they still sinning. If you tell yourself you can't stop sinning, it takes the pressure off. Oh, yeah, we already know people don't like performance pressure. People don't like the pressure to perform. You know what I'm saying? But it's the thing. You putting the pressure on yourself because pressure is self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, if you could be in a tight situation, but whatever pressure you feeling is because you making yourself feel that pressure. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even see why you people feel pressure not to sin. Why would you want to sin if you know the wages of sin is death? So I don't even understand that that's pressure. It's only pressure because you ain't made a new heart, a new spirit. So you still have desires and inclinations to do certain things that you know you ought not to do. You know what I'm saying? And the reality of it is you don't want to stop. You don't want to stop. Most people just don't want to stop doing what they're doing. Because again, let's just sit back and pause for a moment, right? If we was to actually take the time, which we're not going to do, and look at everything that this man say that a man could do that is unrighteous. Which one of these things this niggas out here doing every day? Once you eliminate idolatry, lying, and sex, and even coveting, you know what I'm talking about? Once you eliminate that, what you out here doing? Because in my personal opinion, I believe those 4 things make up the majority of the sins that, if you're not talking about pride, because see, pride's a whole nother deal. That's a whole nother deal. You know what I'm talking about? Because see, then your pride is why you may go do X, Y, Z. You know what I'm talking about? Or you don't stop doing X, Y, Z. I'm just talking about the aspects of if you got your loins under control and you got your tongue under control, because you know what James said? James said if you could control your tongue, you could control your whole body. You know what I'm saying? So just again, so as a man, if you got your loins under control, what are you out here doing? You know what I'm talking about? What could you be out here doing? You a thief, my nigga? Most niggas ain't no killer, so you ain't killing nobody. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got hatred in your heart for a man without cause, then you a murderer. You know what I'm saying? You coveting the next man's stuff. Like what we got going on? Oh, you hate your mama then? That's what it is? You disrespect your daddy? You around here, what it is? You around here doing a little necromancy? A little divination? Like what we got going on, man? What is we talking about? I can't think of too much of nothing else. Unless niggas like this here tale bearing, because people like to say gossip. The book don't say nothing about no gossip. The book say about tale bearing. You know what I'm talking about? You know there's a difference between gossip and tale bearing. Tale bearing is outright slander. You outright lying on somebody. You saying, I seen Civic coming out the crack house. Civic ain't never been in no crack house. You know what I'm talking about? That's tale bearing. Gossiping and talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm talking about? Or gossip is also repeating second and third hand information that you have not verified as fact. You know what I'm talking about? Which you and unless you came with the intent on slander, you can say that's slander. But most people just be talking about stuff. Well, let's get the actual definition of gossip. Let's see what it is, because I ain't never looked it up. What do you mean? Casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. Or people who habitually reveal personal or sensational facts about others. So again, that's what gossip is. Very, very different than talebearing. Because the information could be factual and you still be gossiping, but not talebearing. He told you not to be a talebearer. You know what I'm talking about? I know when we look at talebearer in English, you're going to take it as that what that means. But in Hebrew, that word means a slanderer. Because that's what all them people, that's what the scribes and Pharisees was doing. They were going to get talebearers, people who were willing to bear false witness on the Lord. Let me see what we got on there. So it's not the thought as it says in Matthew. We didn't talk about that. Get that Matthew 5:28, because the boy we're talking about that all day also. The reason why we can say looking at a woman and having a thought of being with her is not adultery, because Jacob looked at Rachel and had the thought of being with her, and he wasn't condemned for that. But Brother Craig asked this here, man. Let's get this in here. We got what? We finished 2 Corinthians 3. We got Matthew 4, and we got 1 John 3 that we need to get back to. And then we'll keep on. John 6 and 33 also. Matthew 5 and 28. Brother Craig did ask about that. He talking about it said not the thought. We have to determine what that word thought means.
Okay, but I say unto you that whosoever look on a woman to lust after her committed adultery with her already in his heart. Mm-hmm. And if your right eye offends you, pluck it out.
Listen, where does that come from? Number one, that's coming from thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife, your neighbor's handmaid, your neighbor, and that also coming from when David looked on Bathsheba. Because you can't commit adultery with an unmarried woman. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not married and you see a woman and you desire her, because get them the word for lust, because lust means desire. Sometimes you can desire a woman and you ain't sitting there thinking about taking her to round 1, 3, 2, 3, and 4. Every man in here had to look at the woman they with now and have some manner of desire for her. That would have been impossible. He thought he just looked at her and said, you should do. That's not how that works, bro.
Hold on. They say you can, if your box ticket, if you have a sinful thought, you sin in your mind.
Yeah, no. There's no book for that. Go ahead.
That's epithumeo. That's to turn upon things, to have a desire for, to long for, to desire, to lust after, to covet.
To covet. You see that? To covet. So if you look upon a woman to covet, you've already committed adultery with her in your heart, because you have to know that's another man's wife, bro. And you already know that. You can't covet after a single woman, because you wouldn't be wrong. To covet something is to covet something that does not belong to you. But get it from the law form. Exodus chapter 20. Niggas full of, I'm talking about full of human excrement. Because every man had to have a desire for the woman he with. Yeah. Now, you would have to have some serious mental problems if the first time you seen a woman and the first thing you thought about, well, boy, I hit her from the back. Nigga, you already got problems. First thing pop in your mind, boy. There's something wrong with you, man. Boy, I ain't never seen no woman that looked at her and be like, ooh, boy, ooh, you a pervert, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Like, straight up. It wasn't that you wanted her, you wanted a release. And you ain't care where you got it from. Go ahead, man. Yeah, man. Nigga, that's you nasty.
Man. You already took a nap, so you need
Yeah, that don't make sense, bro. Go ahead, man.
So you shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is your neighbor's.
That's how you do that in Matthew 5 and 28. See, a lot of them get that from the thoughts of foolishness is sin. But that word thoughts is plots, plans, and devices. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the thought as the thought in the mind. It's you. That's what he say, those who have wicked imaginations. It's plots, plans, and devices. You know what I'm talking about? You planning on, like case in point, David seen Bathsheba and that water was glistening off her back. You know what I'm talking about? And he put a plot and plan together how he was going to knock her down and then kill her husband. You know what I'm saying? And then he executed it. See, if he would have looked at her and said, them some nice yams and walked off, he ain't did nothing wrong other than you shouldn't have said that, but you kept your butt going though.
Action-wise, you ain't do nothing.
Action-wise, you ain't do nothing. It's the same token if a man see a woman, he stepped to her, he trying to get at her, and then he find out she got a husband. He like, oh, my bad, bro. She ain't say nothing.
With Sarah and the king.
With the king, he said, I ain't know, bro. You said that was your sister. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no intent of committing adultery with this woman. He wasn't coveting this man's wife. He didn't know that was his wife. Oh, amen, bro. He didn't know that was his wife. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't know, see, people try to take all that, then you look on a woman, you commit adultery. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Because we can read and say Jacob looked at her boy and he wanted her. You know what I'm talking about? We can see what Samson say, she pleased me well. Please get her for me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You can read where in Judges, he say when the women come out there, man, and the Benjamites out there, go grab one. Come on, man. That's a whole nother story. You know that's somebody's wife, boy. You out of pocket. You know what I'm talking about? You out of pocket. But see, dudes don't want to deal with that. See, dudes want to try to do that to cover up the fact that they the horn dog. You the nigga around here dripping in your drawers, nigga, because you got the doggone shoestring tied to your toe. You tap it. Yeah, they don't do that up there where you do. Yes, David was married to Bathsheba, and that's why the Lord rebuked him, because he told him, he said, man, you had all these wives, bro. He said, man, I could have gave you more wives if that's what you wanted. He said, that man only had one. Remember when he gave him the parable, he had that one little ooh lamb. You had all this over here, man. You took that man one old lady, man. You had 12. But you coveted his wife. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't want to look at. He coveted that man's wife. Uriah was one of his soldiers, bro. That man knew that was that man's wife.
He knew Uriah personally.
He knew Uriah personally.
Put him on the front line.
He knew that was that man's wife. That means you been wanting that man, old lady. You didn't want her just when you seen her bathing naked. It's just you seen her frame. And that nigga wasn't the same. That nigga said, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. That's all that mean, man. Coveting. Don't covet another man's wife. That's it. But you got to be a weird nigga to see somebody else's old and know that's their old lady and cover her to go after her anyway. You got to be a weird nigga anyway. You got to be a weird nigga to be sitting around thinking about smashing somebody else's old lady, you know it. But of course, we live in a generation where niggas make song after song about that. I take your girl. Some of y'all grew up singing Mrs. Jones. We got a thing going on. That man was singing about sleeping with another man's wife. You know what the book say about that? You sleep with another man's wife, but you like understanding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you like understanding. You got a problem. Come on, man. 1 John 3:1. See, it's funny that dudes be saying all this stuff like the Lord came up with this, the Lord came up with that. But then in reality, all he was telling you to do what the law already told you to do. That's all he did.
To behold, what manner of love the Abba hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim. Therefore the world know us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of Elohim, and it do not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Mm-hmm. And every man that have this hope in him purify himself, even as he is pure. Whosoever commits sin, transgress also the law.
Whosoever commit what?
Sin, transgress also the law.
You just ain't transgressing, you rebelling.
For sin is the transgression of the law. You know that he was manifested to take away our sins, and in him was no sin, is no sin.
Listen.
Whosoever abide in him sin not. Whosoever sin have not seen him.
Whoever abide in him don't what?
Sin not.
Whosoever what?
Sin have not seen
what?
him. Neither known him.
What else?
Little children, let no man deceive you.
Let nobody lie to you.
He that do righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous.
That's right.
He that commits sin is of the devil.
He that commits sin is of the who?
Of the devil.
Of the who?
Of the devil.
Come on.
For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Go ahead.
Whosoever is born of Elohim does not commit sin, for seed remain in him, and he cannot sin.
He can't sin.
Because he is born of Elohim.
Come on.
In this, the sons of Elohim are manifest, and the sons of the devil, whosoever do not righteousness, is not of Elohim, neither he that love not his brother.
That man say whoever commits sin, whoever don't commit sin, that's how we know who are God and who are the devil. Ain't that something? But these boys be steady screaming, you gotta keep the law, best of your ability. I see it sometimes, brother. We all sin. Well, I guess you are the devil then. Give me Matthew 4:1.
Then was Yahushua led up of the Ruach into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward hungry. And when a tempter came to him, he said, if you be the son of Elohim, command that these stones be made bread.
He said, command that these stones be made into what?
Bread.
Come over here to John 6:33, man. Let's look at that.
He said, how can people read this and say we can't be?
Because they don't want to stop sinning, bro. They'll try to tell you that means something else other than what it means. Also, I think people have presuppositions to the fact that you're going to always sin because that's what you've always been taught. So if you've always been taught that and you've always been told that, then you start training your mind to perceive that every verse is saying that. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's not saying that. Especially when people hit you with, we all fall short. We all sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Nobody said you hadn't. Nobody said everybody hadn't. But you don't have to stay like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Because now he done gave you an out from that. Or when people say you can only do it through the Holy Ghost, that man never said that you could only keep his word if you had the Holy Ghost. That's not what he said. He never said that either. It just said if it's in you, how would you not do it? You know what I'm saying? How do we know that? Because we can read about some kings who kept the law, but not with a perfect heart. They ain't have faith. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have no Holy Ghost. Not Nantap. No Ruach, nowhere. You know what I'm saying? People say you could only do this through God. You know you're only doing it through God, you big dummy, because it's the word in you. If the word in you, then what else you doing it by? You're doing it by the word. If the word is in you and you in the word, what else you gonna be but what? The word. That means the word in your heart. That means the word is gonna guide your steps. That means the actions that you take, you're gonna take them according to the word. That means the words that you speak, you're gonna speak them according to the word. Ain't that what we read last night? I believe, therefore I've what? Spoken. That man said the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. He said a man to be known by his fruits. Well, what does the fruit come from? It comes from the seed. Where the seed got to be, it's got to be in the heart. So that's all that means, man. We try to make stuff be all this stuff because you're just evil as hell. That's all.
He said, can we read about people in the New Testament before Messiah
who were walking perfectly? I mean, yeah, shoot. Said Luke. Said that about John the Baptist parent. Said it about Job. Said it about Noah. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, we can read about kings. Said they all did that was good in the sight of Yahuwah, just not with a perfect heart. They just ain't had no faith. You know what I'm saying? It's all through the text. Because what is to be perfect? It's to have integrity. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You think perfect means without flaws, but that's not what perfect means in Hebrew, man. It means to be complete, to be sound, to be morally innocent, to have integrity. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear people telling you you can't be perfect, in reality, they telling you you can never have any integrity. Meaning whatever it is that you say you do, you'll never actually be a man or woman of your word. You'll always do the opposite. That's what they tell you. What you ask her?
John 6:33.
Come on, John 6:33.
Say, for the bread of Elohim is he which come down from Shamaim and give life unto the world. Then
word. Oh, tenfold. Come on.
Then said they unto him, Master, evermore give us this bread. Yahushua said unto them,
he said, evermore give us this what?
Give us this bread.
But what else?
Yahushua said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that come to me shall never hunger, and he that believe on me shall never thirst. But I said unto you that you also have seen me and believe not. All that the Abba give me shall come to me, and him that come to me I will in no wise cast out. For I'm come down from Shamaim not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Abba's will which have sent me, that of all which he have given me I shall lose nothing, but shall raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which see the Son and believe on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day.
Pause. Notice that he said, this nigga press don't get this done. Go ahead. Shalom, brother Shaul.
Then the Yahudim murmured at him.
Some dude been calling him all day to go get it. And I'm like, shoot, man. He trying to grab that junk. Go ahead.
He said the Yahudim then murmured at him because he said, "I am the bread which came down from Shamayim." And they said, "Is not this Yahushua the son of Joseph?" You see how this
go with what we just read in 2 Corinthians 3, man? That is the letter kill, but the ruach give life. See, listen. When he said turn these stones into bread, that serpent already knew, the devil already know that the letter kill, but the bread give life, because he said he the bread of life, ain't it? Which he give is his flesh for the what? Life of the world. See, he know this. See, a lot of brothers don't realize this, man, when you dealing with running that law so hard. Because, yeah, you got to keep it. That's a given. But it don't give life. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do right now is pause and show me in the text the law giving somebody life. That's all you got to do. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Go in the text and show where the law gave somebody life. Ain't nobody going to be able to show you that. Yeah, a lot of words is, man, I ain't going to say it's misinterpreted. It's just what it is that you can see one word in English, but the Hebrew definition of that word might have a completely different meaning than what we perceive a word in English to mean. So like I said, right, when you see that one verse in Proverbs, I think it's 17 and 23 or something like that, that the thoughts of foolishness is sin. Of course, when you look at thoughts, you're going to automatically think about the thoughts of your mind. But the word in that particular passage in Hebrew means your plots, your plans, your devices. You know what I'm saying? The things that you charting out and plotting out to do. That's the sin. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you see tail bearing. We're going to look at tail bearing. You're going to automatically equate that to what gossip is. But again, what is gossip? Gossip is repeating information, whether factual or unverifiable, about another person. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in the text did he say that's it. Because guess what? Giving a good report about another person could be perceived as gossip, even though you're giving a good report. Didn't he say that the elder should have a good report? If a person wanted to perceive that as gossip, they could. Because you're talking about another person while they're not present, even though you're speaking glowingly of them. That can still be considered by some people to be gossip. You know what I'm talking about? Usually when we think of gossip, you think about, what is it? Spreading people's personal business. You know what I'm talking about? But he never said that was a sin. Now, is it a wise thing to do? Is it a proper thing to do? Absolutely not. You know what I'm talking about? Especially speaking on things that you ain't got no knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to talking about tale bearing, that means you are purposely and willfully lying on someone. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, that's a sin. You know what I'm talking about? That's like going up and say, yeah, man, like I said, Civic on drugs. I seen him at the crack house. Yeah, he was out there in the corner. He was buying 30s and 40s. I seen him. You know what I'm saying? That's tale bearing. Leviticus 19 say not to do that. You know what I'm saying? It say not to do that. It's just that simple. If you sat and said, hey, that nigga over there be lying, but he really be lying though, that's not tale bearing or gossip. That's a statement of fact. That nigga lying. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, when it comes to people personal business, if they ain't got nothing to do with you, man, keep that junk to yourself. Why is you sharing that with somebody else anyway? Hell, I don't give a damn about my own personal business to be worrying about yours. I'm just for real. That's just one thing when you're young. When you get older, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I got too much going on anyway. With life, I ain't even talking about like you got a whole bunch of stuff just going on, period. I got life to deal with. The last thing I want to do is worry about somebody else's life. You know what I'm talking about? It's forfeits information that, what am I going to do with this? You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing with this. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the same way, or like how pimps put it. You know, if you in families, man, you know you're gonna have people tell you, you know what's the saying, selling dope now. Now you know your people gonna do that. You're gonna be like, damn, that nigga out there selling dope. That's messed up. You know what I'm saying? See, when it's wild to you, you gonna go tell everybody. If it's like, damn, if you see somebody who care about him too, and you know him, be like, man, grandma say, bro, out here selling dope, man. Man, you might want to talk to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's different. That's different. That's just what that is. If you know it's a nigga in the word and he wild, you be like, man, you know, bro, out here doing such and such, man. Shoot, you need to go talk to him. That ain't no gossip. It's only gossip if you ain't gonna go talk to him. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't gonna go talk to him, if it's some negative junk you done heard, what's the point of mentioning it if you ain't gonna go talk to him? Yeah, you need to go talk to him. Now, once you done talk to him, you be like this here. I told him the other day, boy, you need to know about me, boy. I ain't finna tell you about something about 2-3 times, and after that, man, I'm good. I'm not finna be talking to a nigga for 6-7 years about the same thing. I'm not. I promise I'm not. I'm not finna do that. I'm definitely not. Cool. Once I done seen that you done determined that it is you gonna do what it is that you want to do, I'm gonna let you do what it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? No, that's why I tell you, nigga, don't come asking me, you talk to such and such. Hell no. Ain't finna neither. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. I'm not finna neither. I'm not finna be calling a nigga like, bro, why you still doing this here and you've been doing this since 2017? Nigga, 2024. I'm not gonna be doing that. You know why? Because I talked to you in 2017 multiple times and you clearly showed me this is what you was on. I'm gonna let you have that. I don't know why people think people supposed to just keep talking to somebody over and over and over and over again. Nigga, I am not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And that's what the prophet did when he came up on what his name is, Asa. Asa came at him. He said, I see Yahuwah is determined to kill you. And he walked away. I'm not going to keep talking to you. Once I see clearly you don't want to hear nothing I got to say, I'm out of here. It's nothing personal. But what's the point of that? You know what I'm saying? See, I know ladies, y'all be thinking, yo, if you just talk to him. Nigga been talking to him for 5 years. I'm not going to talk to him for 5 years. You don't get about 5-6 months out of me. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky to get that. You know what I'm saying? You're really going to get about 3 to 5 conversations. You know what I'm saying? After that, I'm good. I'm not going to keep talking to you. Much one, so I'm 62 and can't even remember my own password. Who you telling? That's why I put the same password for everything. You know what I'm talking about? Everything I got a password for, boy, it's the same. If a nigga got that one password, he can get in everything. You know what I'm talking about? He get in there. Man, I ain't got time to be trying to remember all that junk, nigga. I barely remember what I was finna do 5 minutes ago. I know I ain't never said one. But it worked for me.
Like I said, somebody else it's gonna work for them too.
Yeah, it's gonna work for them too. Because I can't remember all the passwords. I ain't finna write them down because I'm gonna lose it. I ain't gonna remember it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna remember it.
Lose your phone, lost all your passwords.
I don't remember nothing. I'm gonna have to keep making a new password every time I log in to something. I ain't got time for that. That's why I use Face ID for some junk. I ain't got to worry about it. But then guess what? When Face ID stopped working, now I don't remember the password. Yeah, I can't remember all that stuff. Smoke say he the same way. I can't remember all that stuff, man. I tell you, man, shoot, I be forgetting what passes we just went to. I just called for. So no, you finna remember all the passwords. Mold, man. I smoked a lot of marijuana in my youth. Come on. Look at Doris. She talking about, I did too. You ain't smoking weed. Craig said he bet most people like that. I probably most people is because you ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You ain't no cop.
Man, that's so bad.
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
So you a sellout.
That nigga just doing his job. You got mad. That nigga said, I know this nigga. I knew this pretty right-skinned nigga before. Come on, man. Somebody sound like they're in distress.
You good with John 6?
Yeah, we established that point. Let's return back to Psalm 51.
Here in verse 2.
Come on.
It say, wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, cleanse me from my sin, for I acknowledge my transgressions, my sin ever before me. Against you only have I sinned and done evil in your sight, that you might be justified when you speak, be clear when you judge. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, you desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden you shall make to know wisdom. Make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness. The bones you have broken may rejoice. Hide your face from my sins and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O Elohim, and renew a right ruach within me. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your ruach HaKadosh from me. Restore unto me the joy of your salvation. Uphold me with your free ruach. Then will I teach transgressors your ways, and sinners shall be converted unto you. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Elohim, you Elohim of my salvation. My tongue shall sing loud of your righteousness. O Lord, open you my lips, and my mouth shall show forth your praise.
Pause right there, right? Yeah, all the way to verse 15. Listen. Look at verse 5, right? He said, behold, right, I was shapen in iniquity, and sin did my mother conceive me. Of course, that means go ahead and just for those who ain't never heard it before. Go ahead and give them shapen in iniquity.
Shaping is cool. That's twist, whirl, dance, rise to fear, to tremble, travail, to be in anguish, to be pain.
To be in pain. Now remember what we read. He say, cursed is the ground for your sake, right? Pain. What does wretched mean? To be in pain. What are you in pain or in anguish from? Because of iniquity or the longing punishment of death. Go ahead and give him that definition here.
Of own. Perversity, depravity, iniquity, guilt, or punishment of iniquity.
What's the punishment of iniquity? And Adam all died. See, this is something that I see a lot of people neglect to think about in their brain, is that in Adam all died. You know what I'm talking about? Get it for him, man. 1 Corinthians 15 and 14.
And if Mashiach be not risen,
So what? You said somebody knew.
Sit down.
It's my niece outside, bro. When I was
Wilson, I'm about to take advantage. Popping that popcorn. Taking advantage. Popping that popcorn.
what happened, dude? What happened?
You need to see me.
What happened?
That's my head.
Sit down, brother. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, sit from sit.
Okay. I brought you last night. You be babysitting the waters, man.
Oh, sorry about that, y'all. What's that word, man? Where you went? Word for iniquity. Say that one more time, please.
Well, that was a bone.
Okay, coach, you know that's a punishment for sin. Go ahead and give them concede. We know what sin is, guilt of sin, things of that nature.
To conceive. That's your calm. To be hot, to conceive.
So you've been conceived into death. So, oh wretched man that I am, or the pain of life that you in. Now, of course, he said he wanted to be purged with hyssop and for his face to be hid from sin. But come on down here to create in me a clean heart. Tell him what create means.
That's bara. To create, to shape, to form.
Or to fashion. Give him clean. We know heart is left.
Clean is tahor. That's pure.
That's a
clean.
pure mind. Remember what Paul said in Romans 7 where we started at? He said, in my mind, I serve the law of Elohim, but in my flesh, the law of sin. Let's look at this renew, a right ruach, if you would. Renew a kadosh, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's to make new or repair.
And then right is kun, to be firm, to be stable, to be established.
So he wants you to be able to make a new and established breath in you. You know what I'm talking about? A new and established breath. And you know what that takes us back to? This was just in my mind the other day. What's in Ezekiel? Give me Ezekiel 18 and 20. Actually, Ezekiel 18 and 30.
Say, therefore, I will judge you, O house of Yasharal, everyone according to his ways. Say, if Yahuwah Elohim repent and turn from all your transgressions, so iniquity shall not be your ruin. Cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby you have transgressed, whereby make you a new heart and a new ruach. For why will you die, O house of Yasharal?
So this man to put a new breath in you, which is why you have to be born again. Which goes back to when you're born of the word, you don't commit sin. Why? Because you're born of Elohim. When you're born of Elohim, this leads to a different way of living, a different way of thinking, a whole different type of deal that is different than what you was before. And this is how you get delivered from the body of this death. You get delivered from the pain, the toil, and the trouble of death. We kind of talked about that last night in that Romans 8. We want to talk about that groaning when we were looking at Exodus. What's the other thing we were holding, man?
Oh, it was in 1 Corinthians 15.
Yeah, go to 1 Corinthians 15. Give me verse 14. What you over there crying for?
Say, if Mashiach be not risen, then our preaching in vain, and your faith is also vain. Yea, and we are found false witnesses of Elohim, because we have testified of Elohim that he have raised up Mashiach, whom he raised not up, if so be that the dead rise not. For if the dead rise not, then is not Hamashiach raised. And if Mashiach be not raised, your faith vain. You are yet in your sins.
You are yet in your sins.
Then they also which are fallen asleep in Mashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in Mashiach, we are all men most miserable. But now is Mashiach risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man death, by man also the resurrection of the dead.
By man death, by resurrection of the dead man also.
For as in Adam all died,
and as in Adam all died,
even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive.
Now listen, right? So if in Adam all died, that means in Adam all were in pain or in trouble because of the ground that he cursed. That didn't mean in Mashiach everybody would be set free and free from pain. See, a lot of people don't want to look at that. It don't jive well with the thought process that people want to look at. Because at the end of the day, what resurrected Mashiach from the dead? It definitely wasn't the law. I can tell you that. Now, this is what I want everybody to sit back and think upon for a moment. Because somebody's going to be offended by this particular statement. Where if the law, if you say the law raised Mashiach from the dead, go in the text and prove it. But if he was raised by the workings of faith, go in the text and prove that. And I give you a few minutes to give you your answers. What you could come up with. Because I know what I can come up with. It ain't but one. But if you want more, we can do that. But I just got one. One that's just enough that answers the whole question. Because ain't that's what a lot of brews say, he came to show us how to walk out the law. And that's what dude said. Where you even read where it said that he came to show you how to keep the law. Because the Lord never said that. He never said that. Oh, the question is, what raised Mashiach from the dead, the law or faith? And if you say it's the law, then give forth your examples. And if you say it's a faith, then give forth your examples. I'm saying definitively and assertively that the law didn't resurrect it from the dead. And how do we know that? Because we already just read the letter kill, but the Ruach do what? So that means the law couldn't have risen from the dead. That's just dealing with that. But that ain't even my answer. Because you can't turn around and say the law killed and then say it gave him life at the same time. That don't even make sense. Then on top of that, you would have to show where it said that he came to show you how to keep the law. Don't come tell me talking about, oh, you got to walk as he walked. Because it didn't say that he came to show. What you mean he had to come show you how not to eat pork? How not to be an adulterer? You know what the crazy part is? When they say that he came to show you how to walk out the law, he really came to show you who God was, but you thought that who he is the law, when that's just who he is. Because he ain't come to show you how not to covet. You already knew how not to do that. You just wanted to do it. That's it. He came to show you Yahuwah. He came to let you know what it was like to have Yahuwah right here in the midst with you. He wanted you to know what it was. When I say that, we talking about that Exodus 30. He wanted you to know what it was like to be abundant in goodness and truth, and long suffering, and gentleness, and great mercifulness and graciousness, and long suffering, and mercy. That's what he wanted you to know, and forgiveness. That ain't got nothing to do with the law, because ain't none of them things in the law. The law don't prescribe any of those things. See, that hurt people's feelings. Read Matthew 23 and 23 while they come up with what they're going to come up with. If anybody going to come up with anything. Not saying that y'all not able to come up with whatever stance you hold. It's just that based off these mediums, you either may choose not to or just can't in a timely fashion.
It say, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
What they ought to have did?
Mercy and faith, these ought you have to done, and not leave the other undone.
You should say Ezekiel 37:5. We don't even know what that means. We don't have to read it.
Say, blind guides would strain at a gnat.
No, man. Ezekiel 37:5. I need to see, just go. You heard me, man. He said, I'm gonna just go till somebody say stop.
Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live.
I'll allow it. I like that. We're close enough. We're dealing with it. It's close enough. I allow it. Nigga in the parking lot. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry 3. Way downtown. Bang! That's what that cracker light is saying. Sucks. Look at Doris. I'm like, yeah, I knew that too, but I just didn't say it.
John 6 and 63.
Sylvia say John 6 and 63. You agree with that? Huh? This thing got a Gap sweater on. This thing is white. Oh, you got to be a New York nigga, because nobody in the history of Southern living has ever said the Gap was their favorite place to go. Nobody in the South said, let's go to the Gap. That's what he just said. I used to work there. I get J. Crew. I was a manager. I go to H&M. I like American Eagle. John 6:63.
It says it is the ruach that quicken, the flesh profit nothing. The words that I speak unto you are ruach in our life.
Quran say Mark 9:31, John 5:31.
Mark 9:31. Always right.
Say, for he taught his disciples and said unto them, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of men, and they shall kill him. And after that he is killed, he shall rise the third day.
John 5:31. Now he giving it. Now what Quran giving it is the statement of him saying that he gonna rise. He mentioned in that he believed the testimony, which is we'll allow it. It's in the vicinity.
It said, if I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There's another that bear witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnessed of me is true. You sent unto John, and he bare witness unto the truth, but I received not testimony from man, but these things I'm saying that you might be saved.
Come on.
He was a burning and shining light.
Psalm 16:8. But this is the most definitive thing that you're going to be able to look at, and everything else will spring from that. And it'll spring from the verse you just gave. Brother Marvin did mention where he said, the just shall live by their faith. Write it down in the book. You know what I'm talking about? Tell him to run that reading. He mentioned Mark 9:31 and 32, John 5:31. But listen to this Psalm 16:8.
Say, I have set Yahuwah always before me, because at my right hand I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my esteem rejoice. My flesh also shall rest in hope.
My flesh will rest where?
In hope.
Why?
For you will not leave my soul in hell.
You won't leave my soul in what?
In hell.
Why?
Neither will you suffer your Kadash one to see corruption.
Psalm 40:1.
I waited patiently for Yahuwah, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, established my goings. He hath put a new song in my mouth, praise unto our Elohim. Many shall see and fear and shall trust in Yahuwah. To Baruch that man that make Yahuwah his trust.
Notice again, he talking about being raised from out. Give him Habakkuk 2:1. Brother Marvin. The point of the matter is, and that's what Quran's two examples were alluding to, is there was a promise made to him. You know what I'm saying? And see, his actual life is showing how to just live by their faith, because he lived according to what was promised him. See, we could go to Luke 1 and see what was promised, what the promise was, as it was elucidated to Mary from the angel Gabriel, that he should be called great, and he should be called the Son of the Highest, and that he should sit upon the throne of his father David, and that he should save their people from their sins. He did not come here to show you how to keep no law. You already knew how to do that. You just didn't want to do it. But he came to show you who Yahuwah is. And because you didn't know who Yahuwah was before he manifested in the flesh, that's why you didn't know him when you saw him. Didn't he say that? He came into his own, and his own received him not. He said, Kadash Abba, the world have not known you, but I have known you. He said, if he was your Elohim, he said, you would love me because I proceed forth and come from him. Remember, he said, you won't come to me that you might have life. You don't want to be delivered from the body of this death. You don't want Noah. You don't want to be comforted. Come on, sir.
I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Yahuwah answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that read it. For the vision yet for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Just gonna live by what?
By his faith.
What did John the Baptist say that Yahushua would come to do? To what? Take away the sins of the world. Nothing that man came to do had nothing to do with the law. The law just was his reasonable service. Because he said to make your life a living sacrifice. Yahushua's life was literally a living sacrifice. Give me John 12:20.
And there were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast. The same came therefore to Philip, which was of Bethesda of Galilee, and desired him, saying, Sir, we would see Yahushua. Philip come and told Andrew, and again Andrew and Philip told Yahushua, and Yahushua answered them, saying, The hour is come that the Son of Man should be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die.
Except a corn of wheat fall on the ground and what?
And die.
And what?
It die.
It do what?
Abide alone. But if it die, it bring forth much fruit. He that love his life shall lose it, and he that hate his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal.
You know what a lot of brothers negate and forget about Mashiach is that his father made a promise to him. His father made a promise to him. I mentioned that in Luke. Get it for him. Luke 1:25.
Thus have the Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on to take away my reproach among men. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from Elohim unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David, and the virgin's name Mary. And the Malachim came in unto her and said, Hail, highly favored, the Lord is with you. Baruch you among women. And when she saw, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be. And the Malachim said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for you have found favor with Elohim. And behold, you shall conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest.
So this is a promise.
And the Lord Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
This is a promise.
He shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his Malkuth there shall be no end.
This is a promise.
Then said Mary unto the Malachim, How shall this be, seeing I know not a man? And the Malachim answered and said unto her, The Ruach HaKadosh shall come upon you, and the power of the highest shall overshadow you. Therefore also that Kadosh thing which shall be born of you shall be called the Son of Elohim.
Listen, a lot of brothers don't want to realize that stuff be a promise. So you mean to tell me what rose him from the dead and he ain't eat no pork chops? You serious, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be serious, man. You got to keep it real with yourself. Now we just read the verse right. It said, the righteous live by their faith. That man literally told his apostles, man, they gonna kill me and I'm gonna resurrect from the 3rd day. Did they tell him to run? They gonna kill you? Matter of fact, get that for me, man. Luke 13, man, what they told him that, man. Luke 13 and Sam, I believe. I got Psalms 85 on deck.
Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree and find none. Cut it down. Why cumber it the ground? He answering said unto him, Master, let it alone.
This is Luke 13 and 31. We don't want all that. Luke 13 and 31. My bad.
The same day there came certain of the Pharisees, saying unto him, Get you out and depart hence, for Herod will kill you.
He said, You better slide, boy. They gonna kill you, boy.
And he said unto them, Go you and tell that fox, Behold, I cast out devils, and I do cures today and tomorrow, and the 3rd I shall be perfected.
Tell him what perfected is. Where this nigga here come from?
So like, that's to make perfect or complete.
That's why mother be doing that too. Because y'all be in here niggering. She's learning your niggerish ways. Come on.
Yeah, or to consecrate, to finish, to fulfill, to make perfect.
He said consecrate, to finish,
to fulfill, to make perfect,
to fulfill,
to bring to an end.
To bring to an end. He said on the 3rd day, I'll bring it to an end. I'll be consecrated. That's what it say. Oh, Daniel 9 and 24. She seen Mom Deuce and it was over.
"70 weeks are determined upon your people and upon your Kadosh city to finish the transgression, to make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity, to bring an everlasting righteousness."
Make reconciliation for what?
For iniquity.
To make reconciliation for what?
For iniquity.
And what else?
To bring an everlasting righteousness.
Paul, realize something, right? This is a promise, ain't it? Read that again from the top, man.
It says 70 weeks are determined upon your people and upon your Kadosh city to finish a transgression, to make an end of sins.
To make an end of what?
Of sins.
And what else?
To make reconciliation for iniquity.
And what else?
To bring in everlasting righteousness.
To bring in what?
Everlasting righteousness.
So everlasting faith. Come on with it.
And to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most Kadosh.
Would that not be him being made perfect since he said that he would be consecrated? Quran mentioned Isaiah 9-6.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Elohim, the Everlasting Abba.
Verse 1. Tubby man, what's up, bro?
Nevertheless, the dimness, not such as in our vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict by way of the sea, beyond Jordan and Galilee of the nations. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light.
People that walk in what?
In darkness have seen a great light.
See how that old wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Because those who were in darkness have seen a great light. He tell you that in John 1, don't he? Get it for him, man. John 1-3. Or 1-5, actually.
And the light shine in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
Now, see, the difference is he said the light shine in the darkness comprehended it not. Didn't he say the people seeing a great light while they were in darkness? These people were walking in death. They couldn't comprehend life when they seen it. See, it even take you back to what you see in Genesis that people be arguing about, man. You know, before there was light, there was what? Go back to Genesis 1:1. And we didn't talk about it before, but we just ain't talked about it in a while. He said the earth was without form, void. Genesis 1:1.
In the beginning, Elohim created Shamahim and the earth was without form and void.
Pause. What's without form?
To who? That's formlessness, confusion, unreality, emptiness.
Emptiness or confusion. Remember, he's not the Elohim of what? Confusion. So that means that's disorder, it's emptiness. That means there was no life. Then he said it was void, right?
But who? That's emptiness, void, or waste.
Waste, void. Remember, he said he left Jerusalem as a waste place.
And darkness is kashek, darkness, obscurity, a secret place.
Death. All of these things. Look at, man, when you die, it's darkness. You know what I'm saying? It's darkness. The lights go out. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing. You don't think nothing. You know, some people, look at, man, some lady posted this thing where this dude had overdosed from fentanyl. He laying out in the snow, dead as a doornail. You know, they hit him with that Norcan. You know what that is? Norcan. You know what I'm saying? They hit him with that junk. You know. But this was the thing. This is how you know that death is a state of nothingness, because when he woke up with probably the last thought on his mind, because he was like, oh, I done messed up, I done ruined my life, I done messed up, I done ruined my life. A lot of people, when you see them, when them niggas be gone, and then they come back as whatever thought was in their brain when the lights went out. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you were steady thinking about this and thinking about that and thinking about this. You pick right up when your lights went out. Yeah, you hear that when people come up out of comas and all this here, man. You pick up whatever the last thought, cognizant thought you had in your mind, that's where you wake up at. You know what I'm saying? It could have been 6 months went by. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's what death is. You don't know what's going on. Because ain't nothing to know what's going on, because your mind don't work no more. It stopped. Ain't no more thoughts, ain't no more nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been dead every day of their life. Every time you went to sleep, you were good and dead. The only difference was your brain still worked. So you had thoughts going on. You know what I'm saying? You had dreams of this, that, there, and the third. But you be like, boy, it sounds like somebody just got in the bed, but I ain't gonna roll over there and look. You know what I'm saying? I need to get up and go to the bathroom. Damn, I don't want to get up and go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had that though, because you feel like you might not go back to sleep once you get up. But you know, I got to get up and go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, I hope I lock the door.
What you better do? You see a toilet in your sleep.
Don't go.
Don't do it.
Hey, boy, that's so funny. Yeah, that's real life, man.
Yo, you got thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you dead, the book tell you that ain't no thoughts. They said when Martin came back from that coma he was in, he said that was the greatest sleep he ever had. You know what I'm talking about? Little did he know, nigga, you was dead. You know what I'm talking about?
So when you have dreams in the coma?
You could, not necessarily. You still got brain activity.
Right, that's what I said.
But you could be in But you could be in a coma, but you may not have no dreams. So as far as you know, you dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like when you go to sleep, you don't got to dream every time.
Yeah, that would be hell having dreams in a coma. That's torture.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Unless you wake up, that's the best.
Now, Brother Craig just mentioned this one here. He say definition. Oh, he got one. Next time you wake up, you could be seeing him, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. There's a lot of people that go, "What's going on?" Lord, like, hey, got a reservation with the judge. The judge? What you talking about? And then you look around. Oh, who are these people? Is that Bobby Earl?
You definitely seen some movies. Some movies they try to talk that type of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga be talking about, man, I seen a great light when I died. You ain't seen no lights, nigga. You were dead. You know what I'm talking about?
I said the light was calling.
Shalom, bro. The reason why you saw a light, because you wasn't dead. You might have been dead on their instruments. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Now, you could have been legally dead. You know what I'm talking about? But as far as you was concerned, you wasn't dead. Because when you dead, you ain't seeing nothing.
People say that they had out of body experiences and whatnot.
Yeah. Like even when you flatline, that's just your heart. It be like you got brain activity for an X amount of time for like your brain go out. Even when your heart stops.
Yeah, you ain't dead yet.
All the organs got shit.
You're dead when your brain stops working.
All the organs shut down.
That's the main computer.
Yeah. Because guess what? If your brain still working, they can bring your heart back. You can still be living.
Right.
But once your brain start working, they can't bring you back.
Right.
It's over.
That'd be the whole point.
Yeah, it's over.
You can keep that heart right.
Yeah, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because if they can bring you back, if your brain start working, you a vegetable.
Yeah.
You might as well be dead. You just laying in the bed like this here, slobbing, and niggas want to come see you. Man, let that nigga die.
Yeah, I ain't never heard the brain coming back.
He said when the person who was crucified Mashiach asked,
Like old boy.
I got you on that mushroom. No, it's not that. That is when somebody is being considered to be quote unquote brain dead, but they still able to keep them alive. You know what I'm saying? They can only keep them alive on a machine.
Yeah, once you pull that plug,
So yeah, once you pull the plug, they done. So a lot of people leave people brain dead on the machine with hopes that one day they not gonna be brain dead no more. That nigga is dead.
in a vegetative state.
They said for heart stop, she didn't want to be resuscitated.
Yeah, once you ain't got no brain activity, it's over. Ain't nothing you can do. You just keeping them alive so you could come see a body. So you can go to the hospital and look at them. You know what I'm saying? But they not there. You know what I'm saying? You got a machine breathing for them. That person is not there. The shell of them is there, but they gone. You know what I'm saying? They out of there.
That's how they in the hospital.
Yeah, it's over with.
Want to pull that plug?
Now, Mother Sharona asked about the thief. So we're going to look at the thief in a minute. On the stake. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it, you look at that in Genesis, man, there wasn't any life on the earth. That's why you say, out of darkness came a great light. Come on back to Isaiah 9:1, man. Because a lot of people get caught up on the other stuff, trying to understand this, understand that. And that man was showing you how he was going to save you from death from the beginning. Shalom, bro.
Nevertheless, the dimness, not such as in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict the way of the sea beyond Jordan and Galilee of the nations.
Mm-hmm.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine. You have multiplied the nations.
Have the light what?
Have the light shine.
Listen, Misha just asked this question. What about people saying they went to the underworld, then came back to tell what they saw? Were they just in a deep dream? Or maybe like a warm? They ain't one that he could have showed them something, but them niggas ain't go to hell, I can tell you that. Because ain't nobody in hell. Ain't nobody being tormented in the lake where the worm dies not and the fire shall not be quenched. Because the place where the lake of fire will be is a literal physical location that people can actually gonna be able to lay their eyes on. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, because he just asked him quick. Because, you know, some people be like, because, you know, they say that's what Anton LaVey said right before he died. They said right before the dude who founded the Church of Satan, right before he died, he was like, oh, no, something's wrong. And then he died. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord might have gave him a glimpse. This is where you going, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right before I cut your doggone lights out, I didn't want you to know you going to hell. I want you to know you going to hell. Or maybe Satan, they say like this here, you let him know. Go on and show him where he going. Ha ha, nigga, gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
Thought he was a friend.
You thought I was your friend, nigga. He like, hey,
That's
I'm your
dirty
friend to the end. You know what I'm saying? That's a dirty friend. You know what I'm saying? The reason, read Ecclesiastes 9:4, man, so they can see this here, man. We'll get to Isaiah 9 in its totality in a minute. You got my money, cuz?
I don't have my money.
You better get it. Because if not, boy, you gonna have to leave. You gonna leave here without some back fat, some toes. I need something.
I don't have anything.
I guess we're gonna have to scarve your back up. You gonna need some back fat, nigga. Make some bacon. I see they talking about Popeye's fried chicken with lard. Niggas say niggas still use lard. I was like, that's the same thing I'd have said. Niggas don't fry with lard anymore. Niggas not 1983. What the hell wrong with you? I'm like, better go to Popeyes, man. They fry the chicken with pork. This nigga done posted some junk, man. Nigga believe anything. Nigga, it's 2024, man. Don't nobody fry nothing with lard no more. They used to. You know what I'm saying? Man, and them fast food restaurants, they got big old blocks of oil. It could be peanut oil, it could be vegetable oil. It ain't lard though, I can tell you that.
They were like Lord is the best for her.
Man, I don't know, but niggas ain't using that junk no more. Lord, nigga. That's pig back. Ecclesiastes 9:4.
Say, for him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything.
The living know that they shall what?
Shall die.
But the dead don't know what?
Not anything.
The dead don't know nothing.
Neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love, their hatred, their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more portion forever in any that is done under the sun.
The dead don't know nothing. You know how we know the dead don't know nothing? Go to a graveyard, see if a nigga talk to you. You know what I'm talking about? Go to a graveyard, dig a nigga body up, pull the casket up, and see if the nigga talk to you. You know what you're going to find in there? Just what that word said. Dust you are, and dust you shall return. You ain't going to find nothing in there but bones. Depending on how long they've been in there. Now, if they've been in there for a little while, you might see some rotten flesh. You know what I'm talking about? They've been over there over a couple of years, boy, number bones in there and clothes. That's all you're going to find. How bones got thoughts, my nigga? What they in there thinking about? You got people really thinking when you die, you going to hell. Where you got transported to? You think it's a portal waiting for you when you die, nigga? Nigga, you going to sleep. Then you going to wake up, you're going to be on your feet, and then you going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? If you're contrary, you going to hell. That's where you're going. Get them Ezekiel 20 and 40 and 40. I think it's 40. It might be 44, but it'll tell me what 40 say. I'll be able to tell you.
For my Kadash mountain and the
that's
mountain.
What he said, bro. He said, Christ said, let the dead bury the dead. And those people was alive when he said that. Who he was talking to. Go ahead, Ezekiel 20 and 44.
Saying, you shall know that I, Yahuwah, when I have wrought with you for my name's sake, not according to your wicked ways, nor according to your corrupt doings, O you house of Yasharal, saith Yahuwah Elohim. Moreover, the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face toward the south, and drop toward the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south field. And say to the forest of the south, hear the word of Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I will kindle a fire in you, and it shall devour every green tree in you. Every dry tree, the flaming flame shall not be quenched.
It should not be what?
Quench.
He telling you location why. Remember, right? Where's Ezekiel? He in Babylon. He said, drop your word to the where?
To the south.
You know that Jerusalem or the land is south of Babylon. You know that, correct? Continue.
And all faces from the south to the north shall be burned therein. All flesh shall see that I, Yahuwah, have kindled it. It shall not be quenched.
It ain't going to be quenched. Isaiah 33 and 14. For those who don't know, you can look it up, man. The Valley of Hinnom, the Valley of Tophet, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, as mentioned in Joel chapter 3. That's where the lake of fire going to be at.
So the sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings?
Burn them. Isaiah 66:24.
And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
They shall go forth and look upon the who?
The carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
What else?
For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh.
He said you're going to be able to look at them. Man, if everybody was in hell, how you looking at them if we alive but they in hell? Now, I know some will look at that parable in Luke. That was a parable to show you that even if somebody resurrected from the dead, they ain't going to hear no word. You got the word to hear. Like I told you, brother, keep talking about that. Nobody's going to be able to believe the gospel without the supernatural. Lying to me. That's what the brother was asking about. Can we effectively preach the gospel without signs and wonders? I said, yeah. How? We can't do that. I said, you're lying to me. You know what I'm saying? I say, brother, if it takes signs and wonders for them to believe, they still got to have the word after that, brother. Because guess what? Them people saw signs and wonders in the wilderness and still didn't believe. So what is you saying?
They see it first.
Come on, man. It would definitely 70 men that start walking with the Lord. They seen all manner of signs and wonders. If the word ain't gonna do it, ain't nothing gonna do. Because the man already told you, man, you'll be saved by preaching. It's the word that gonna save you. Look at, man, we could go outside and heal 15 people, raise 6 people from the dead. But if you don't believe the word, then we just raise 6 people from the dead and heal 15 people, and you still going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? And you ain't going to hell because I want you to go to hell. You're going to hell because you don't believe the word. That's what people see. People want to skirt that particular aspect. You know what I'm saying? As he just put on there, they got Moses and the prophets. Man, listen to them. People want to skirt the part of the word they got, because see, signs and wonders don't mean you trust in you who was promised. It just means you saw a wonderful deed and you was amazed at the power that you seen. But that don't mean you trusted in his word. Because I said we already know that. Everybody in the wilderness watched this man kill everybody in Egypt firstborn. They watched all them plagues. They seen he split the Red Sea. They seen him rain manna down from heaven, and they still didn't believe. So that's why when I look at a nigga say that there, and then when niggas say that there, man, signs and wonders, and all them people during the time of the apostles still didn't believe. But guess what? Every person who you seen believe the word on Pentecost, all they heard was a word. When you seen what Paul and all them were going about doing, all they heard was a word. See, a lot of brothers want the signs and wonders because they ain't got no word. But then you want the signs and wonders, but you ain't got no faith. And you know why you ain't got no faith? Because you don't believe no word. How you gonna be able to pull this off when you direct on both sides of the ledger, man? Explain that to me. Oh, he mentioned what he said. These are children in whom have no faith. The people ain't never believed the word. I remember Brew told me that a long time ago. He ain't never said about no faith in the law. Read him that one there. Now you out here mush mouth. Hey, that's a no. That's a no. That's definitely a no. Boy, got you holding, man. Huh? No, you got it. Isaiah 9, you ain't finished that. You can pick it back up in verse 1, though.
Say, nevertheless, the dimness, not as such in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun, the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict by the way of the sea beyond Jordan and Galilee of the nations. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine. You have multiplied the nation, not increased the joy before you according to the joy in harvest, and as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For you have broken the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian.
Oh, hold on. He said you did what now?
Broken the yoke of his burden.
Broken the yoke of his what?
Of his burden.
What else he did?
The staff of his shoulder and the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian.
What y'all think about that? Y'all hear all that? That's a lot. That is a lot. So go ahead, man.
For every battle of the warrior with confused noise, garments rolled in blood, but shall be with burning fuel of fire.
Tell them what confused noise is. You got some confused noise or some organized noise? What you looking like that for, Grandma?
It's ra'ash, quaking, rattling, shaking, earthquake.
Listen what he said, right? Every battle of the warrior with confused noise. You said confused mean earthquake?
Quaking, rattling, shaking.
What that sound like to y'all? But you want to go? Where you want to go? Where you want to go? No, you know how to talk. Where you want to go? We might be able to help facilitate that for you. Grandma, where you want to go? You want to go home? Oh, well, shoot. They go to the door. You can start walking. Ain't nobody stopping you. I mean, if you want to go home, by all means, go ahead. You want to go home too? You do? They go to the door. Please don't let us hold you up. Don't let us be the reason why you're bored and upset. Please don't. Oh, you want to go with us? Because she said she want to go home. You want to go home?
Sit down.
No. What you want to go? What you got at home waiting on you? Because you say you want to go home. It must be something important there. What's over there? Is the bed waiting on you?
Sit down.
Because you ain't got no job, so I know you ain't tired.
Sit down.
That's your problem. Oh, need some bits to another temple. It'll get there. We're going to get there to it. Where I got you at, man?
Isaiah 9. Just read verse 5.
Come on, 27:50, Matthew.
Yahushua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ruach, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent.
Say, go back to battle and warrior. You want to fight? You want to fight about it?
Battle is sa'on, that's a sandal, a boot, a military boot, or battle.
Warrior.
Sa'on, to tread, to tramp, a soldier, a warrior.
A soldier, a warrior. 2 Timothy 2:3. Remember, right? It said every battle of a soldier comes with some quaking, some shaking, and garments rolled in blood. Now, I'm mentioning all this because all this is to help deliver us from the body of this death. Because again, that's the one thing the law could not do. And going back to the point of what I referenced earlier, the law didn't resurrect Yahushua from the dead. You know how we know the law didn't resurrect Yahushua from the dead on another instance? When all them soldiers came out and he told Peter, don't you know I could call for 12 legions of Malachim right now? But how else would the scripture be fulfilled? Or how about when he cried 3 times for the cup to pass? You know what I'm talking about? And he said, not my will be done, but your will be done. What about when he told Pilate, for this cause I came into the world, that all those that are of the truth should believe in me? Matter of fact, just read that, man. John 18:30. You got that also. John 10:17. My Father give me a commandment to lay my life down. No man take it from me. I lay it down. He give me a commandment to pick it up. That means there's a promise that's been given. Because a lot of people don't really look at the promises being an instruction, because most people are not dedicated to the promises of Elohim in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. John 18:30.
So they answered and said unto him, if we were not a malefactor, we would not have delivered him up unto you. Then said Pilate unto them, take you him and judge him according to your law. The Yahudim therefore said unto him, it is not lawful for us to put any man to death. That the saying of Yahusha might be fulfilled, which he spake, signifying with death he should die. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Yahusha and said unto him, are you the king of the Yahudim? Yahusha answered him,
I got you, bro. Go ahead.
You this thing of yourself, or did others tell it you of me? Pilate answered, am I a Yahudim?
Am I a Yahudim?
Your own nation and the chief priests have delivered you unto me. What have you done?
What you did?
Yahusha answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight?
My kingdom is not of this world.
That I should not be delivered to the Yahudim, but now is my kingdom not from hence.
Come on.
Pilate therefore said unto him, are you a king then? Yahusha answered, you say that I am a king. To this end was I born. For this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth.
He said for this cause, he said for this cause I came into the what?
Into the world.
That he might bear witness to the what?
Unto the truth.
See, you got a dumbass. See, the law is the truth, brother. That's what he came to. Show me anywhere in the text where he came to bear witness of the law. How can you bear witness to the law, man? Tell him what witness is, bro. How is he going to bear witness to thou shalt not eat pork? Does that make sense to you, Doris? That makes as much sense as tits on the bull, don't it? You need to go back up north. You don't belong down.
That's martyreo. That's to be a witness, to bear witness.
To be a what?
To be a witness, to bear witness.
So you think he bearing witness to the law, man?
Yeah, to affirm that one has seen or heard or experienced something.
Seen. So, and guess who he was seeing and hearing and experiencing that he was witnessing to? You know who that was? His father. You know what I'm talking about? He wasn't bearing witness to no law.
Or to testify.
You already had that, boy. You think this man came to tell you about some feast days, bro? Bro, I believe it's a lot of brews that really think that this man came down here and suffered so he could tell you about the Sabbath. You don't see none of it. He don't discuss none of it. Other than elements of dealing with the hearts of men when he do mention the law. Matter of fact, just stay right there. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to come back to Isaiah now. We got to hit that thing for Mother Shrone also. Now, when I run through this Matthew 5, I'm going to show you. Now, it's all Old Testament running through all of it. Now, don't get me wrong. When he say, blessed are the poor in spirit, you know, that's in Psalms, that theirs is the kingdom. Those that be in mourn shall be comforted. You could take you back, of course, of dealing with Noah, because he's the one who's going to comfort the ground, which he have cursed. And then, of course, you can look at those who are comforted when they mourn. When you look in the book of Nehemiah during Tabernacles, when the people heard the reading of the law and they all mourned, and he comforted them. Then he tell you those which hunger and thirst after righteousness. Of course, you can turn around and you can see that when he said, I'm Yahuwah your Elohim, open your mouth wide and I'll fill it. The pure in heart, you can see that in Psalms. You can see the peacemakers. You can see that even dealing with David. Dealing with a multitude of people that they should be called the sons of Elohim. Of course, those that are merciful shall obtain mercy. You can see that what I was talking about last night when he showed himself merciful to the merciful. See, a lot of dudes think he did come up. Oh, this is book. He running all Old Testament down to these people. But he giving them understanding of how, if you could go look and see how these people executed these attributes, that this is the end reward for those attributes that they're doing. And in actuality, showing these attributes and showing the character of the Father, of which they did not know and understand at that time. Then, of course, he said, blessed are those which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. And then, of course, he says that in the third. Of course, we could talk about, oh, you the salt of the earth, because we could read in the law, all the sacrifices got to be salted with salt. And if they ain't got no salt, then they ain't worth nothing. So that's law he talking about, but them niggas didn't know it. And then, of course, the light of the world. And then, of course, we talk about that. Don't think that I come to destroy the law. Then he tell you don't. Whoever was told about old time that you shall not kill, and whosoever kill and be in a judgment. Now he telling you don't call your brother a fool, because you would be in the midst of the judgment. And you know, you could turn around and sit back and look at that with Saul and how he moved, and even Cain and Abel if you wanted to. Then he turn around and say, hey man, if you bring a gift to the altar, remember that your brother have aught against you. Leave there your gift at the altar and go get right with your brother. And guess what that take you to do? What's in Proverbs? You know what I'm talking about? Debate your cause with your neighbor and your neighbor only. Go ahead and get reconciled. You know what I'm saying? Then they tell you about agreeing with your adversary quickly. And then he go to dropping in and talking to him about divorce, because he already knowing. Y'all not understanding that I ain't never, oh, he telling you this is Malachi. I made a godly seed, even one. I Yahuwah hate putting away. He just telling them Malachi chapter 2. Then when you're dealing with oaths, he already told you in Ecclesiastes, don't get no oath if you're not going to do it. And then, of course, with retaliation and things of that nature and your enemies and things of that sort, of course, you know, that's David, that's Jacob and Laban. It go on and on. Of course, Proverbs tell you if your enemy be hungry, give him something to eat. And if he be thirsty, give him something to drink. Because in doing so, you're heaping coals of fire on his head. And then with the prayer thing and the fasting thing, at the bare minimum, you take the fasting thing and take it to Isaiah 58. Is this the fast that I have ordained? You know what I'm talking about? See, he hitting them off with word, but they don't know the word. So when I say they don't know the word, not the people he talking to, like literally in this passage, but I'm talking about niggas now. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, he talking about forgiveness. And, of course, all that when he talking about forgiveness is representative of Yahuwah. And then, of course, your possessions and things of that nature. What is that taking you back to? That's taking what we read in Proverbs 8. To not be comparing nothing on earth to the riches of God, which people do on a day-to-day basis. And then, of course, verse 24 is talking about not having anxiety and faith, and that takes us back to Jeremiah 17. Blessed is those who trust in Yahuwah, whose hope Yahuwah is. They'll be as a tree of life, and they'll be careful in a year of drought. They won't have no anxiety. And then, of course, when you get down to Matthew 7, dealing with, hey, man, don't be no hypocrite. And then dealing even more, he telling you, hey, man, if you seek after God and you ask of him, he will grant you those requests. Ain't none of this stuff got nothing to do with no, thou shalt not eat pork. The only thing you can see out here with definitively is where laws is mentioned is dealing with your neighbor and adultery. You know, because a lot of these boys want to commit adultery. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these boys want to. A lot of people did period. They just want to. A lot of people just want to divorce and remarry, divorce and remarry, divorce and remarry. You know what I'm talking about? And that's not something that Yahuwah sanctioned. Because he said in Malachi, did I not make them one that they might be a godly seed? Because his intent, that's what it was intent from the beginning. That's like I heard what was said. BOA said, if I was Adam, see, you know, when people say what they would have did if they would have been somebody in this book, that means you would have did what he would have did. Remember when they said, if we were our fathers, we wouldn't have been partakers in the blood of the prophets. And he said, you bear witness that you they church. You know what I'm talking about? Because you're telling on yourself. Because he was like, man, if you got, he said, let me get a new one. And then he would have got rid of you because clearly the love of God ain't in you. Because see, when we say that, then you also saying that that's what Yahuwah should have did to Israel. She messed up. Let me get a new one. Let me get a new one. There's something wrong with this one. See, we don't like to talk about that. I seen some brothers on and some ladies talking about Hosea 3. Just talking about Hosea period. They were like, boy, that's tough. I ain't God. Man, ain't nobody out here teaching nobody that they got to go do what Hosea said do. What Hosea was sent to do. Hosea was sent to go marry a whore. You know what I'm talking about? And that whore was supposed to be represented in Israel. And of course, y'all know Hosea is whose name was before. Yahushua son of Nun, that was his name. And that's his name for salvation. You know what I'm talking about? So he was showing you something. He was using him as a representative of something. Some people take that to say, see, you're supposed to marry a whore. No, Hosea didn't marry a whore on his own volition. He married a whore because Yahuwah told him to. And he told him why to do it. He said, go have children of whoredoms. And then after a period of time, get rid of that whore. So that people can see that this is what happens. See, don't nobody teach like Yahuwah, so it's different. You say Matthew 5 and 32. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said, except, and we talked about that last night, except for the cause of fornication. See, it's a lot of stuff, man, like in text-wise. Like dude was telling them dudes yesterday, man, them men were getting virgins, and y'all boy be talking this stuff, y'all be talking about y'all sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of brews, they don't want to have no covenant. They didn't want to see scream sex is married. You pulling out your mushroom tip don't make that woman your wife, man. You need Yahuwah always operated with covenant. All these boys want to do, hey, I pulled out wee, she mine. And if you a woman and you stupid enough to go for that, you deserve everything you get. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't telling you, oh, you got to go get a marriage license. I really don't care what you do. But if you ain't got no covenant agreement between you and that man, and the only agreement you got is he hit you from the back, you deserve everything you get. Because you stupid. You know what I'm talking about? Even Yahuwah himself write his covenant on your heart as a sign of agreement between you and him. That's why if you ain't got his word in your heart, it showed you ain't married to him. That ain't your husband. What is we talking about? Oh, sex is marriage, huh? Yeah, okay. Roll with that, brother. See, this is the thing what people get upset about. Why you give a damn? See, everybody we got to save the people from the false doctrine. Man, you can't save nobody from nothing. Because these grown men and women out here, bro. I can see if it was 17-year-old girls, 18-year-old girl, you talking about 30-year-old women, man. If you a 30-year-old woman, man, and a nigga can tell you because he drops some meat off in your drawers that you his wife, then I mean, clearly you've been having a history of making bad decisions in your life. So who am I to stop you and get in your way? I just seen the dude say, come on, baby. You want to say every man you dealt with was trash? Everyone? Everyone? That nigga say, so it's my fault that you keep giving passing grades to failing students. Man, they put the camera on them hoes in the audience, man, they were looking sick in the face. That nigga say, clearly, baby, you got a pattern of bad decision making. That every relationship you've been in, the dude was bad? Everyone. Everyone. But that nigga hit them women with that, oh, clearly you've been passing failing students. They were looking stupid. There's no way in the world that you finna, men or there's no way in the world you're going to tell me that every interaction you had with the opposite gender was bad. That's not a representative of the opposite gender. That's a representation of you. You know what I'm talking about? Because why you keep fooling with that? Man, you know I grew up with dudes that the only type of women they messed with were whores. And then they were shocked when whores did what whores do. That's a you problem. I'm not finna have no doggone. You got a relationship history of whores. That means you like whores. If you have a relationship history with abusers, like Kevin Samuel told that woman, well, clearly you like to pick niggas who like to beat you up. You know what I'm saying? If you pick if you got a series of a relationship with women who are loud mouth, disrespectful, and rude, that's what you like. If you got a history of nothing but bums, see, I'm not talking about you had one bum, you had one whore, you had one abuser. He talking about a history, man. You got a pattern. You know what I'm talking about? That means if you've been in 10 relationships, and I know that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you ain't been in that many. Y'all pretty young. You've been in 10 relationships. You've been moving around. You know what I'm talking about? But just for the sake of a night plan, you had 10 relationships, man, and 7 of them were bad. That's you. If you had 7 bums, that means you like bums. That means you pick bums 70% of the time. Ain't that's a C, ain't it? A D close to it, ain't it?
That's a D. C-.
That's your life grade when it comes to that. You got bums 70% of the time. You pick whores 70% of the time. Because it would have to come a period of time that you would recognize that behavior and say, you know, I went through that before. That's not for me. I'm going to bow out. Now, you know what? I think I can love it. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's like saying you in the word and you done picked a sinner 7 times out of 10. Oh, you a sinner too. Now, that would be unfortunate if you had 10 failed relationships in the word. But whether y'all would want to believe it or not, it's a lot of people who done been, you've been dealing with the word about 4 or 5 years. Man, you've been in the word for 12. Nigga. Say what? You rolling your eyes at me? I know you ain't rolling your. You ain't gonna make it to your wedding day. You're gonna be knock-kneed and paralyzed. You're gonna have to come up there like this here. No wheelchair. No, but like I said, it's some people who've been in the word for about as long as you, maybe a little bit longer, and then literally been in 10 relationships. That don't mean that they had to all be physical. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a lot of people. They done been with multiple men and women and said they've been in the word. That's evidence of them. Shoot, even if you ain't in the word, I don't see how you could be with that many people in that short period of time. What you got going on? You know what I'm talking about? You go from one nigga to the next, one woman to the next. Now, usually in that type of behavior, somebody doing some screwing. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be what's the word we're looking for? I don't know. Let's not lie to ourselves. Yeah, let's not be stupid. Somebody was hunching. You know what I'm talking about? You see somebody go from one person to the next, they doing some screwing. Because no rational thinking person is gonna be like, I just got finished dealing with this person for X amount of time. And you know what would be great? Let me get a new nigga. Let me get a new one. Because that's hoe talk. See, hoes get taught that. The best way to get over the last man is to get under a new one. That's what hoes do. And it's women who teach young women that too. So you gonna tell this young woman the best way to get over a man is to find a strange penis and play with that. You probably aggressive, ain't you? I never seen this side of you. How long you been acting like this? Hey, I'm talking to you. Now you don't want to look at it. Is that funny to you? She must slap you up on a regular basis. No, you gotta think about that, man. I know y'all don't know that because y'all ain't around people who in the word who live like that. But there's people who live like that. And you know what the sad part is? How they live like that, two doors? They do that online. These niggas don't even be in the same city. These niggas don't even be in the same congregation. They go from person to person on Facebook and sometimes move from city to city with a new person. These niggas really do this. These really do this. I can see it. I can see if a woman might did it. I done seen dudes move from city to city to go live with a different woman in the word. That nigga a bum. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga is the what's that thing they call the tumbleweed that blow through the air when they show you desert scenes. That nigga a tumbleweed. Cause boy, I would literally need to go to hell myself if I decided I was gonna pack out in Jacksonville and move to Oregon to live with a broad. Then it ain't work out with her. I come back home, then I meet another chick in California, move there with her. It don't work out with her. Then I come back home and move to North Carolina, move to New York. No, man. Somebody give me some fentanyl, man. I need to call it a day. I need to end it. But clearly I'm failing in life. It's dudes who do it though. And it's women who do it too. You got women who've been in the word and they got babies from 2-3 different niggas in the word. I ain't talking about 2-3 different niggas before they got in the word. I'm talking about they ain't had no kids or maybe had one kid, got in the word and got kids from 2-3 different niggas while they was in the word. Talking about sex was married. I'm telling you, it's not a game. You niggas really out here living like that. And they had a nerve to stand in front of you talking about why you ain't on those street corners preaching no word. Well, I don't want to be out there preaching what you preaching because it damn sure ain't working for you. Because you always on here crying. Yeah, they believe in giving her a bill of divorce. They say, I give you the meat and now you're mine. But when it's time for you to go, I'm going to give you some piece of paper and tell you to leave.
So a piece of paper get divorced, but not when you get married.
Not when you get married. And like I said, I'm not even saying you got to go get a marriage license because some brothers are opposed to that and I don't have the strength, energy, or desire to go back and forth with them about it. But at the bare minimum, you got to have agreement between you and her. You know what I'm talking about? You got to have that. Some of them niggas don't even have that. Niggas just say, the proof in the marriage is I gave her this rod. She mine now. For real, man, I'm not making this up. I wish I was. I done told y'all this stuff before. I ain't making this up. That's how they get them girls, too, to actually be with them. See, some dudes, they teach that and then knock them girls down knowing they don't really want to fool with them. And they tell that they done implanted that in their brain so they can have in-house coochie, you know what I'm talking about, a chef, and whatever benefits they felt like they were getting from this woman. That's why some dudes tell them that. Man, a lot of these nigga bums, man. Tell you, man, a lot of these boys, they wouldn't have no women whatsoever. It wasn't for no word. Boy, they couldn't get no hoe, man. Them boy was out here driving a cement truck, man. Every night they'd have been on the hub. Looking at that doggone Jergens. Better than this. Screw it, man. I ain't got nothing else to do. Or hitting bottom of the barrel, you know what I'm talking about? Bargain basement value chicks. The chicks that don't nobody want. Some of them probably been on OnlyFans, but a lot of them just would have been fooling with the women that, it's late in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm talking about? Clock running down. You looking for a miracle shot to win the game. You looking for that Dame Lillard 39-footer. You know what I'm talking about? That last gas heave. You know what I'm talking about? You looking for that Hail Mary. You know what I'm talking about? We down by 6. 1 second left from the 50. You just throwing it up there, man, hoping somebody catch it. There's really people out here living like that, man. And that's how they end up with people that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? Because you just like, I don't want to be alone. I'll marry this nigga. I don't want to be alone. I'll marry her. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, most of the time, women gonna lie to themselves. They gonna tell themselves that man is XYZ. This nigga don't even wipe his booty good. You know what I'm talking about? Every time you wash the rags and the towels, you wonder, why is it so stiff? Why does it smell like that? You see the video we seen the other day? Why it smell like that in here? You know, like, it's always stink when I come in here. What you in here doing? Is you just let them doing just what I told you the other day? What that lady said? Did you even get in the shower or you just run the wall? You know what I'm talking about? You got brothers out here, man. You got grown men just don't even get in the shower. You got grown niggas don't even change their sheets. End up with dead skin and sweat on them. Woo, boy, that junk ain't funny though. Just like you should remember your man's. I'm from Jackson. You remember him? Boy, that boy looked like he ain't bathed in days. You know how hard it is for a nigga beard to be dusty? And that nigga ain't have a good beard. That nigga look dusty. I don't never want to be in the word and look like that. I bet he do. He got to swap young niggas out every day. You know why he got to keep swapping niggas out? Because niggas see the bum in him over time. Yeah, they go to see him like, man, this nigga here. That's where they always be at. That's why I was tripping when dudes say, y'all don't be out, why y'all ain't out on the street corner. Man, let me tell y'all something. If you came to Jacksonville, Florida, talking about you want to set up camp on the street corner, you're going to be talking to your doggone self. Am I lying? If you were to go downtown right now, what you going to see down there? Tumbleweeds, homeless people, and junkies. And it's probably going to be more homeless people than junkies. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you go to Jacksonville talking about you finna preach the gospel to the lost sheep, you finna be preaching to the wind. Because ain't nobody finna be out there. Because most of these dudes who say they going out preaching, they don't really go in no neighborhoods and do it. You know why? Because you're really supposed to have a permit when you go out there and do that. You're really supposed to have one when you do it downtown. They just don't mess with you. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna see them boys on Macmillan Street talking about preaching no word in. Them boys ain't going to Eureka. They ain't going to 5020. They damn sure ain't going to Hilltop. They ain't gonna be posted up on the corner of 45th and Avenue B. They ain't finna go out there and pass it. They damn sure ain't going out east. I guarantee you them niggas ain't going to First Street or Franklin Street apartment talking about nothing. Now, to be honest, them boys ain't gonna mess with them. You know what I'm talking about? If you out there preaching the word, them boys ain't gonna mess with you unless you out there being disrespectful. They ain't gonna say nothing to you. Where you at, man? You smell like you boo-boo.
Go with John 18.
Yeah. I don't know, it could be because my baby like to fart.
What about Isaiah?
No, let's hit this Matthew 27 and 40 or 38 with the thief that Mother Sharona asked about, man. Yeah, Joanne like to just fart. Don't even take no gun, just fart. Diaper. Joanne might got pink eye, so she black. I've been trusted. Out of nowhere. I ain't changed colors. She just doesn't have some mucus in the corner of the eye. Come on, Matthew 27:38.
Say, then there were there two thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand, another on the left. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads and saying, you that destroy the temple, build in 3 days, save yourself. If you be the son of Elohim, come down from the stake. Likewise, also the chief priest, mocking what the scribes and elders said, he saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the king of Yasharal, let him now come down from the stake, and we will believe him. If he trusted in Elohim, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the son of Elohim.
That's in Luke 23. Luke 23 and 37. You can make it 34.
Then said Yahushua, Abba, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots. And the people stood beholding, and the rulers also with them derided, saying, He saved others, let him save himself. If he be Mashiach, the chosen of Elohim. The soldiers also mocked him, coming to him and offering him vinegar, and saying, If you be the king of the Yahudim, save yourself. And a superscription also was written over him in the letters of Greek and Latin. And Abarim, this is the Malik of the Yahudim. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If you be Mashiach, save yourself and us.
Tell him what railed means.
Blasphemeo, to speak reproachfully, to rail at, to revile, to culminate, to blaspheme.
To blaspheme. Now you see why this one here didn't get saved. Let's go to Leviticus 24. Let's look at that law then, man. So he said he blasphemed the man. So that means he probably could have said more than what you just read right here. But it's actually his blaspheming is what he told him. If you be Mashiach, if you be the anointed, save us and save yourself. You know what that is? Deuteronomy 6 and 16. Do not tempt Yahuwah your Elohim. We read that too. See, there's violations going on. That's why he say those that don't know the law are cursed. See, pray be to Yahuwah, because we know the law. We can look at that and say, okay, this is why, boom, boom, boom. We can understand why all this stuff happened. See, a lot of people say, you don't need no works or this, that, there, and the third. The thief on the cross. You still going to hell if you think you the thief on the cross. I tell you that. You going to hell. Because you not him and he not you. You're not in his situation. And you're going to see why he got delivered in a minute. Go ahead. With book, by the way. Not no theorizing, no philosophy, but with book, by the way. Come on. Leviticus 24:10. Listen to it.
Saying, the son of an Israelitish woman whose father, an Egyptian, went out from among the children of Yasharal, and this son of the Israelitish and a man of Yasharal strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name and cursed, and they brought him unto Moses. And his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Debri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in word that the mind of Yahuwah might be showed them. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that have cursed without the camp, and let all that heard lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. You shall speak unto the sons of Yasharal, saying, Whosoever curses Elohim shall bear sin. And he that blasphemes the name of Yahuwah, he shall surely be put to death.
Oh, boy, what happened to that thief? Boy, that boy going to hell, boy. That's what your law say. That's what your law say. Come on back, man. Read verse 40 one more time, Luke 23. Because I don't know if Mother Sharona done call. I don't remember the last time we did it, so it's always never hurts to do it again.
He said, but the other answering,
might have not heard it since we did it last.
But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Do not.
The other one answered him and did what?
Rebuked him,
saying. Tell him what rebuke mean. Because now he rebuked the dude running his mouth.
Epitimeo, that's to show honor to raise the price to a judge, to award in the sense of merited penalty, to charge, to rebuke.
He corrected him. Listen.
Saying, do you not fear Elohim, seeing you are in the same condemnation?
Look what he told him. He giving a just weight and a just balance. You don't fear God, brother? Seeing you finna get done the same way he getting done? Listen what he say.
And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, but this man have done nothing amiss.
He say we get this justly. He said this man ain't did nothing wrong. Let me show you something, man. Psalms 32:1. What does Exodus 33 say? He show what? Mercy to whom he'll show mercy. But why did he show him mercy? Because this man humbled himself before him. Before he said anything to the Lord, he had already humbled. Guess what he also did? He confessed his sin. He acknowledged his sin and asked for forgiveness for his sin. We talking about this here before we even get to Joseph. You know what I'm talking about? Let's just get to the actual manifestation of the work before we even get to Joseph. Because who he say he draw near to? Those of a humble and a contrite spirit. That's what the book say, didn't it? Is that not what this man is doing? So also this is the other element that people don't want to sit back and look at. Clearly, if this man did that, that means at that moment, he also believed in his heart that he was what? That he was the son of God. Because this is the part of the game that we don't know. We don't know if this man who was hung up there on that stake had heard or seen anything this man preached. So let's just say, for the sake of the argument, he did hear what this man preached. That means the minute he got up there and he seen him on that stake, and that man went to railing on him, that's when he realized that's the one.
That's the one. Because you have to sit back and look at it, right? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. So what's in his heart that's causing him to speak like this? And he said, if you believe that he is the Son of God in your heart, then you'll be what? Saved. And that means if he believed he was the Son of God in his heart and he saved, guess what that means he had to hear? Some word.
That's how he knew he did nothing.
Because that's definitely, because he said this man ain't did nothing wrong. How would he know that?
He had to bear witness to stuff that was going on.
How would he know? Now, of course, that thief also watched everything that was going on before they got hung now. He seen the false witnesses come out now. He heard everything that the Lord had to say to these people. He seen them let Barabbas go. Because remember, it wasn't 3 of them, it was 4 of them. He saw all that. See, everybody don't want to take all the ingredients for the stew and whip it together. You know what I'm talking about? To get to this conclusion before we even talk about what happened in Genesis with Joseph. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got to talk about what happened with Genesis and Joseph to show this. That's just a scriptural example. You know what I'm saying? Boom, somebody being condemned and somebody being saved by the man of God who was in prison unjustly. You know what I'm talking about? But when you actually go to talk about looking at their works, you have one that believed and one did not. And what did he say in John 8? If you do not believe that I am he, you shall die in your sins. And it also shows you the mercy of God and the forgiveness of God. And it shows you Exodus 34, 6, 7, and 8. Because this man said, I'm condemned justly. That means I ought to die for my sins. And it shows you how the law killeth, but the Ruach give life. And that's how he able to be in paradise. You know what I'm talking about? He's even showing you right before he took his last breath, the example of Exodus 34 that he is Yahuwah. But see, them boys don't want to pay attention to that because they don't know God. Doodle face, stank face, little bastards. Niggas always walking around here with spinach in their teeth. Don't even eat spinach. How that work? Yeah, and when he was saying, because at the end of the day, that's what he was saying. I know I'm wrong. Come on, sir. Verse 42.
You want me to read Psalm 32?
Oh, yeah, Psalm 32.
Baruch, transgression forgiven, sin is covered. Baruch, the man that unto whom Yahuwah impute not iniquity, and whose Ruach is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones wagged old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah, I acknowledge my sin unto you.
He did what?
Acknowledge my sin unto you.
He did what?
Acknowledge my sin unto you. And my iniquity have I not hid.
Is that not what this man just did? Okay.
I said I will confess my transgressions unto Yahuwah, and you forgave the iniquity of my sins.
Is that not what just happened? Come on.
For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto you in a time when you may be found.
Whoa.
Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come near unto him.
Whoa.
You, my hiding place, you shall preserve me from trouble.
That's good. I don't think we need to talk no more. No more. What did the nigga say? No more. That nigga baby ain't nobody talk about baby since that time. Nobody need to talk about that nigga. That nigga ugly and old. Nigga rich though. That nigga ugly and old. You know that's wild for a nigga to get a tattoo of a pentagram on your head. There's something wrong with you when you do that.
You know what it is. This marks the spot.
It marks the spot.
This is marks the spot.
All right, that's what was that? Come back to 42.
Mm-hmm. And he said unto Yahushua, Master, remember me.
And even with that, that's showing you, oh wretched man, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Go ahead.
He said, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Yahushua said unto him, truly I say unto you, today shall you be with me in paradise.
Come on here to Genesis, 37? That boy say less. That boy, that's too. Go to Genesis 40. So when you look at Genesis 40, Mother Sharona, and you see that part with Pharaoh, with the dude with the dreams, and you know, one dude, he showed the interpretation of the dream, but the chief baker got hanged in verse 22. Well, basically, verse 21, he said he restored the chief butler unto his butlership, and he gave the cup in the Pharaoh's hand, but he hanged the chief baker. But the chief butler remembered, did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him. You know what I'm talking about? So you see the reverse. Because remember, this one asked, remember me. But in the law, the chief butler forgot him. You know what I'm talking about? So in this instance, Joseph is the thief. because he forgot him. And the chief butler would be the Lord because he was supposed to remember him. You know what I'm talking about? To raise him up out of that place. Because, of course, later on down the line, the chief butler said, hey, man, there's this guy. He had a dream. And then, of course, that Joseph comes up out that grave, if you would, after he had been preaching to the spirits in prison, if you would, to sit on the right hand of Pharaoh, and that all the land would bow at the calling of his name and things of that sort. You know what I'm talking about? And all we can see all that is how it's all the same word. But really, with the conclusion on that, you can see that, look at Psalms 85. I've been wanting to hit all day. But also you can see with that thief, that wretched man that I am, because he was in pain, was he not? Was he in toil? Was he in trouble? Who will deliver me from the body of this death? And the Lord did. And why did he do it? Well, how did he do it? It was through faith. There was no law involved. See, that's what people get it twisted. Because the law don't save does not mean that you don't follow it. It means that it doesn't give life. It cannot save. I don't see how people have such a hard time making a separation between the two. Psalms 85. No, I got you, man. You look like you're tired. You look like Dora kept you up all night and sitting on the phone telling me, I got to hear you breathe. Oh, man. So hold up. You're breathing away from the phone. She don't look like that nigga. I seen a video. This nigga put a doggone track in his old lady butt. I said, this nigga good. Wow. That nigga put in a skit. That nigga like this. Like that nigga went to the house, cut the TV on, and like he had an old Pentagon track. What's she doing out there by the airport? He gonna pull up out there on. She talking about, I just don't feel well. Why do I feel this way? That nigga done slid a doggone track in them. You got to be something serious about, and you got to do all that, man. Just change the locks.
Still stuck in the butt.
Oh, because he came on there talking about we finna do something different. I'm gonna put my thumb in there, and then he slid the track in there. You know what I'm saying? That light-skinned nigga from Chicago, man, that used to do Mr. James, the trick nigga. You know what I'm talking about? He do all type of skits about an overly toxic man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, light-skinned nigga, big nose nigga. Nah, he ain't skinny. I mean,
I want you to sit.
But if you remember, nigga, you had a skits like acting like, no, Mr. James, and he was old big old sugar daddy. Now he don't do skits like that no more. He used to do it with this heavyset chick from Chicago, man. I think that nigga named Dion.
Chicago feel like they funny.
Shoot, the niggas is funny. I ain't gonna take them from him. That nigga's fool. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga corporate a fool. That nigga skin bone a fool. And then it kind of depends on what your taste is after that. But them two niggas right there, them two niggas funny. I ain't gonna take nothing from them.
I can get skin bone.
That nigga a fool. That nigga wild is what he is. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga is wild. No, he got his own thing. That's how he operates. Psalms 85 and 1. Yahuwah, you have been favorable unto your land. You have brought back the captivity of Jacob. You have forgiven the iniquity of your people. You have covered all their sin. And again, that's talking about what we talking about. The covering of the sin. And he covered it through the mercy to give you an opportunity to repent and be saved. You have taken away all your wrath. You have turned from the fierceness of your anger. Did it not say in Romans 5, he has not appointed us unto wrath, but unto salvation? See, the only way you get his wrath is if you buck his salvation. Turn us, O Elohim of our salvation, and cause your anger towards us to cease. Will you be angry with us forever? Will you draw out your anger to all generations? Will you not revive us again that your people may rejoice in you? Show us your mercy, O Yahuwah, and grant us your salvation. I will hear what Elohim Yahuwah will speak, for he will speak shalom unto his people and to his saints. Look what he say. But let him not return again to what? Folly. See, he'll only speak peace to you if you don't return back to folly. Tell them what folly is for the niggas who like to say folly, la, 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 like to play games. You's a fool.
That's kizla, that's folly or stupidity.
He said, let him not return back to being stupid. That's tough. Surely his salvation near them that fear him, that esteem may dwell in our land. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and shalom have kissed. Truth shall spring out of the earth. Righteousness shall look down from Shamahim. Yea, Yahuwah shall give. Good in our land shall yield an increase. Righteousness shall go before him and shall set in the way of his steps. Listen what he said. Mercy and truth have met what? Remember what he said? The law came by Moses, but grace and truth came by who? And then he said after that, righteousness and peace have kissed. Well, guess what? Faith and peace kiss, because there ain't no peace for the wicked. But those who got the righteousness or the faith of Elohim, they ain't never got no doggone problems. But we're going to start right there for now. Hallelujah. For Yahusha in the word. I appreciate y'all time this afternoon. I bless out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahusha. You who are willing, you understood all those things. They help you out, resonate. You can do whatever the case may be with it. Y'all willing, we'll be back at it on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got any questions, you can let them go right now. If not, I'm out of here, man. Amen, Brother Smoke. Hey, thanks, man.
Guess what?
What?
I took my shoe.
You took your what? Oh, you just took it. So, look like we ain't got nothing. You who a brood, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, man. Amen, Mother Shalom. So, y'all willing, man. Till the next time.